Today's episode is going to have more on NWA Powerrr regarding the national title and the television title, but also we're going to talk about AEW Dark with some very interesting matches that they put out. Also, NXT, we're now 1 week away from the Great American Bash. Also, I'm going to throw in a very interesting promotion that this is the first time I'm going to review it. This is coming from Texas based promotion known as Sabotage Wrestling. So, let's get started with another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Jay, right here. So let's begin with NWA Powerrr, which we now are seeing. There was a breaking news. It turns out they're going to have a champion series, a sort of tournament that would proceed for the number one contendership for two titles, which is the 10 pounds of gold, the world heavyweight title, and of course, the women's world championship. So this is going to be interesting what they're going to do. So it will start on July 13th, which is a month away. I'm excited to see who's going to be in it. Now, first match we have Genocide with Terrell against Lady Frost. Now, we all seen how Taryn thinks she's a wrestler. She's been trying to tell Genocide how to run her thing. So basically, somehow Genocide sided with her. But the match was pretty interesting. I want to admit I've now become a fan of Lady Frost. I like her gimmick. I like how she looks. Uh I wish I could tell her she could wear like the Sub-Zero mask. But it was a pretty good match. But I felt like I'm not sure if Genocide will be appearing more, but I do see her coming down in the Empower pay-per-view that's coming up in August with all of the female wrestlers that we can see. But however, it was Genocide who picked up the victory, putting out Lady Frost. But no thanks to Taryn, who got herself involved in certain parts of the match. Now, it was not featured on NWA Powerrr, but you can see it on YouTube. They had the NWA High Voltage, and they had a number one contendership for the NWA television title. It was Sal Reinaro, PJ Hawks, and of course Colby Corino. Now, Colby Corino was not originally part of this match, but he pushed himself in. He feels that PJ Hawks is not a second generation wrestler since his father didn't do a damn thing. So he earned his spot to be in this match. Corino felt that that he was the more deserving one than PJ. However, PJ suggested let's make it into a three-way match. It was a really good match. However, it was Sal Reinaro who won. A great match. However, during an interview with his best friend Valentine, apparently Colby Corino lost it. He felt that this match was stolen from him, that he should have been the number one contender. It's still unclear how is he going to be, but we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks. Now, once again, speaking of the television title, Tyrus and Austin Idol have declared war against the Pope. Now, you probably say, why would they declare war? Simple. Austin Idol feels that Tyrus is the one who earns and deserves to be the television title. I don't know if they think this whole number one contendership is a load of crap. However, when they said they declared war, Pope called them out into the ring. However, Idol stopped Tyrus, and it was like, you ran like a coward. You said you declared war against the Pope, and now you don't want nothing to do with him? See the storyline? So it's kind of showing. Austin Idol is scared. Now, because of the match before the television title was postponed because of the injury that Sauronauer obtained thanks to Colby Corino, both Kratos and Aaron Stevens, the current tag team champions, made up a six-man exhibition match. On Aaron Stevens' side, he had Nims and Captain Uma. On Kratos' side, he had Hawks, Airy Hawks, which is the father and son duo, PJ and Luke Hawks. It was a pretty interesting match, but however, it ended in no contest with the interruption of none other than the new tag team that made the recent appearance. I'm talking about La Rebelión. I'm talking about La Rebelión, Mecha Wolf, and La Bestia. What's going on is they felt that this is a joke, that not even Kratos or Aaron Stevens are putting the tag team titles on the line. But it's only a matter of time until somehow they may have no other choice. So basically, they ruined the exhibition match. Looks like La Rebellion wants those titles badly. Now, as you know, last week what happened? Crimson defeated Slice Boogie. During an interview, he felt that Slice Boogie is a kid who should have just kept his mouth shut. But of course, we saw Crimson was about to cross over to the dark side, try to take him out. But even though Jack Stain felt like, okay, you were going to cross the line, but you're still my brother. I'm always going to have your back. So basically, everything seems like it's going fine. But things can change down the line when it comes to storyline like this. Sooner or later, Crimson might turn his back on Jack Stain. Who knows? Now, there was an interview with Chris Adonis along with Tom Latimer and uh, JTG. These two competitors will be facing off to become the national champion. As you know, Chris Adonis had to drop the title due to the fact he was unable to participate in the Battle Royale, which Aldis felt it was really, really messed up. Not cool. Very stupid out of Billy Corgan's part. But Chris Adonis claims that he did not lose it, that he is still the champion. However, JTG had a backup, and that backup was Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rouser, who says he'll have his back. And this is going to be good to see. Now, in recent weeks, we have been seeing another masked wrestler. We just call him Mystery Man. We don't know who he is. May Valentine got him to be in an interview. He did not reveal a whole lot about himself, so it's still unclear. Like, he says that he's here to show the world that he is the best wrestler, but the problem is we don't know who he is. I think what they're doing is, okay, we don't know who he is. Who could it be? What's his intentions? It's still a mystery. That's why they call him Mystery Man. So I don't know what the deal is, but it seems kind of interesting where they're going to go with it. Oh, we get an interview by May Valentine with Thunder Rosa. However, this was more like Thunder Rosa is worried about what Melina has been doing in recent weeks. Recently, she's been pissing off a lot of the women in the locker room. Basically, Thunder Rosa knows she respects her, but however, her influences is now not going so well. So Thunder Rosa made it clear that she will not be with her on the main event. She'll be staying out of it. The match with Melina and Kylie Ray was great. It was good, but however, it was a major upset by Kylie Ray to pin Melina. And I don't know if Melina is going to lose her cool or what's going on. Now, this is going to be interesting. Basically, Melina could be losing her mind, or we don't know. But we'll see in the upcoming weeks in NWA. Okay, so we got AEW Dark. They haven't changed anything on this one that much, so they went up to an hour and a half or so. So the first match is Warlow versus Baron Black. Now, Warlow has been very impressive the entire time, but I can assure you he won his match by using that one finisher move where he tosses his opponent around. So he won in that way, and we don't know how he reacted after losing his match against Jake Hager. That is still a mystery. The next match we have is Shoddy Lee Johnson being accompanied by Dustin Rhodes taking on uh, Valerie Morales. Now, Lee Johnson has been very impressive doing his thing. Not to mention in Elevation being part of that six-man tag team match with Dustin and Brock Anderson, which is really good. Lee Johnson really impresses me a lot, even though we all know he's currently now part of the roster. We'll see what happens. So it'll be a while until we'll ever see him in Dynamite, or unless there's a special certain match that he will be part of. That all depends on what Tony Khan may want to put in. Next match, we have Powerhouse Hobbs against Marco Stunt, but you can guess in that one that Marco Stunt lost because you cannot beat a powerhouse, and that's the point. Excuse me. Then we got Everybody Dies. Lance Archer taking on Benny Bengal. Now, don't know who this guy is, but you can guess in this one, Lance Archer really won his match. Like always, he's now the loose dog in the whole thing. So this is going to be very interesting to see. In this match, next match, we have Tay Conti taking on Charlotte Renegade. Tay Conti continues to impress me as well because we're still yet to see when she'll get another shot of the AEW Women's title. And of course, you can tell she won the match. But post match, she was dancing with Aubrey Edwards. I thought it was fun. Then the next match we have is students of Dustin Rhodes in his Rhodes Wrestling Academy. What's his name? Chad Lennox and Zachariah taking on the Factory's Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. This match was very impressive. It shows many of his students that they were able to hold on their own. You know, basically they're still in a learning curve, and that kind of helps out many of the wrestlers in training school, like not only with the Nightmare Factory and all that. But however, you can guess that the Factory won this match. Next up, we got JD Drake along with the Wingman taking on the Elite Hunter. This was a very challenging match. You can tell Frankie Kazarian had to think other ways to outsmart JD. But however, he did finish him off with the chicken wing, and that never seems to fail him whatsoever. Next match, we have Angelico taking on Arju Singh. As you can guess, with this match, Arjun Singh had to tap out when Angelico applied the Llavero Navarro. But in post match, Matt Hardy saw Jarl Joel, a guy that he met last week, telling him that he will help him join him if he just sides with him. It's still unclear if he will side with him or not. Then we see an interview with Joey Janela. Now, Marvez has been trying to get word on into him about his injury, about his relationship with Sonny Kiss. Nothing. Basically, he's just frustrated or whatever. But it's still unclear where they're going to go. Like, are they going to turn him heel? That is one of the things many fans probably want to know yet. The next match, we have Nyla Rose along with Vicky taking on Holiday. To be honest with you, I would have thought Holiday would have put up a good fight against Nyla Rose, but however, it didn't go like that. Nyla Rose won by applying the Beast Bomb onto her, so it did allow her to win. Next match we have the Blade along with the Family Heart, the family, the Hardy Family Office taking on Sunny Kiss. The match was pretty good. There was a moment where Sunny Kiss took out most of the members of the Hardy Family Office, but however, Blade was able to win, and they decided to do a little beatdown on him after the match. And here comes Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. And then once again is Joey Janela coming to the rescue, but this time it was too late. It appears that Sonny does not want nothing to do with them anymore, but we'll see what happens between them down the line. Next up, we got Julia Hart taking on Ashley Dumbines. Well, I can't pronounce it right. But yeah, Julia Hart right now, this is her third match so far she's ever been in. I think maybe 2 or 3 matches in Dark or Elevation. Well, depending, but I know she has appeared in Dynamite once before. However, this is one of those matches where we're getting to see a little bit of her, and I can tell she's improving just a little bit. So it would make sense that a lot of fans will love to see her more. Even though she's 19 years old, she's still learning, what she needs to do. Next match, we have Jack Evans teaming up with Private Party taking on Dark Order members Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, and Colt Cabana. This was a very interesting match. As you know, many times over, the Hardy family office were able to outdo the Dark Order, but somehow in this combination, the formation of Dark Order was able to pick up the victory when Colt Cabana pinned Jack Evans. So he was able to pull it off, and that's one up for them. Next up, we got the captain, Sean Dean, taking on JDX. I have to say, this is the first time we're seeing more of Sean Dean ever since he officially signed with AEW. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to watch. But he did win his match. Very impressive. And then finally, the main event is Cesar Bononi and Ryan Meneth taking on Sage Scott and Jake St. Pierre. You can guess right away this match ended in their favor. It always does. So I think that's pretty much it with AEW Dark. So let's keep moving forward with NXT. Okay, so we're 1 week away from the Great American Bash. However, this was a really good show to watch. Opening match was for the number one contendership for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. We have a triple threat match. We have on one Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus Zoe Starks and Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai and Rachel Gonzalez. Now, this is a match that kind of was put on. As you know, Blackheart and Moon did have an opportunity for a number one contendership, all thanks to Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are trying to prove that the women's division is theirs. As for Io and Starks, well, they were put in the mix because Starks had her back. However, was more of an interesting match. I say it was one of the a really interesting opening because as you know, I do enjoy the women's tag team in NXT only. I don't feel anything for the how to say the Raw or the SmackDown that much. But seeing this match was good. I think they pulled it off nicely. But the real question is who became the winner. I was surprised it was Io Shirai and Zoe Starks. Now you probably say, why would I say that? Later on in the interview, apparently they were keep saying the same old thing that they're not a real tag team. That Indy and Candice are a real tag team and they're a family. However, Zoe Starks pointed out this way. It's true that they're not a tag team. You see, they're not friends, they're not family, but they do have a mutual respect for each other. But Candice LeRae did point it out to her, and she's well aware of this, that Io Shirai will stab her in the back once if they lose. However, Io Shirai got her really good by saying to her that she never beaten her. So basically, technicality is true. Candice hasn't even beat her yet. So this is going to be an interesting match to watch. Now, in recent weeks, we have seen many people are trying to get those who are involved want to challenge Kross for the NXT title, and this person is of course Johnny Gargano. He got into his face the entire time. Basically, first time was in the backstage. Then Kross got into his face. Gargano comes out to have a little talk with him, saying how smart he was, and then he was sneak attacked by Austin Theory, but it backfired a little bit. They were able to separate them. However, Gargano and Theory left, and then we see later on in the entire event that Kross and Scarlett were leaving, but they were attacked by Theory and Gargano. But somehow Kross was able to overcome them, knock them out. Kross was about to run over Gargano, but all thanks to Samoa Joe, he saved them. Basically, we don't know what is Gargano trying to do. So I think the story they're trying to say, is he out of his mind? Does he really think he has a chance to beat him? A chance to take him on? That's one of the storylines I think it's becoming good. What is Gargano thinking? That's I think that's kind of like very interesting to watch. Now, the main event became for the NXT title. Bronson Reed originally was doing an interview talking about Breakout, which is where they break out new stars. However, he was interrupted by Hit Row that they're demanding that Bronson Reed puts the NXT North American title on the line, which he did. We'll get to that in a bit. Next up, we see is, of course, Roderick Strong, who is now part of this group known as Diamond Mine. And I have to say, he looks good for a new attitude. We don't know much about how this is going to play out with this faction, but I have to say, the way he fought in the ring against, who was it? Against Asher Hale was pretty impressive. And he put him in a very interesting submission move, and that kind of shows that Diamond Mine are here to stay. Next up, we had is Cameron Grimes versus Aries Sterling. Aries Sterling continues disrespected Ted DiBiase to a couple weeks ago by saying these harsh words, but Cameron Grimes did not take that too kindly. However, the match was pretty good. It did show that Cameron Grimes is a very interesting babyface to watch. And he also pulled off the victory, and he was about to say of his infamous promo line, going to the moon, but he was interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight, who continues to show off, saying that he is the megastar, that no one cares about Cameron Grimes. So basically, Cameron Grimes demanded that he puts that title on the line. But however, he first declined and had a better idea, saying, okay, I'll put the title on the line. But if you lose, you become my butler. So basically, Cameron Grimes accepted the challenge. Now, we all know that we are going to see part two between Adam Cole and, what's his name? Kyle O'Reilly. Now, Kyle O'Reilly wants to know, why does Adam Cole think of what he said, that he will not be successful, that he is living up the coattails of him. Of course, Adam Cole is about to come out, but however, Joe and his security come out and try to see if this thing doesn't escalate. So Cole gave his mind, saying that the Kyle O'Reilly is just obsessed with him. The Kyle O'Reilly assured that that's not the case. But of course, Adam Cole is delusional because he wants what he felt is belonged to him, is the title. But however, it went down south when Riley put Cole in a submission, and of course Samoa Joe just watched, and he walked away and he sent security to break them up. So basically, this is going to be an interesting feud. Now, this next match was a mixed tag team between Jake Atlas and Mercedes Martinez, taking on Tian Shaw's Xia Li and Boa. Now, this match was good, but however, I don't know what happened. Basically, that if you guys recall, what was it, a year or two ago, Xia Li did an impressive heel kick, but it broke the nose of Aaliyah, and she was out of action for a couple weeks. Now, we don't know if it's the same situation now with Mercedes Martinez. Ref called off the match, and it kind of went. I don't know if this is like if they won the match. It's still unclear on that part. Now we get the little face to face with the challengers for the NXT Tag Team titles, Ciampa and Thatcher and MSK. Now I think this is more of the battle of respect of two well deserving teams, especially the underdogs, which is MSK, and the one team that many fans are behind, Thatcher and Champa. And I think this is one of those matches we got to pay attention because we know that they are good, but however, who will come out on top? And I think that's a good thing to pay attention about. Now, the GM, Jet Reelam Regal, is continuing more about his upcoming stuff, especially Breakout. He gets a little surprise visit by Saray, who is asking for a match against Tony Storm. So he said he will put it under consideration. I just hope he does. Now we get to the main event, which is, of course, the North American title. It was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. However, I think the best part is, of course, when the other members of Hit Row were helping, making sure that Swerve wins the title. However, I think the best part of this match, Top Dollar tried to squish Bronson, but he missed. And then later, Adonis like, "Are you okay, bro? Are you okay?" And he took him out. But however, because of this distraction, it gave Swerve the chance to pick up the victory with the 1, 2, 3. Very disappointing loss. But however, could this be the beginning where we may see Bronson go to the main roster? Recently, there have been reports that we've been seeing that he's been showing up in the backstage area. Who knows? If that's the case, then congratulations to him. But we just gotta wait and see what NXT WWE are planning to do with him in the upcoming weeks or days or however it's gonna be. So let's keep moving forward with Sabotage Wrestling. Okay, this is the first time I do this with this promotion, Sabotage Wrestling, which is a promotion based out of Texas. Thunder Rosa and her husband Brian Cervantes, or as we call him, Brian Rosa, they used to run it. Now, this promotion is only meant for intergender matches where we have guys and girls wrestling as equals. I heard many wrestlers been there before. We have Sammy Guevara, Fuego del Sol, including one other person that I feel like maybe you don't want to hear his name, and you guys know who I'm talking about, Joey Ryan. But the list goes on and on. But these guys haven't been operational for quite some time. So the general manager comes out, Roxy Castillo, saying that she's happy that they're doing this, and it's pretty cool that see an independent promotion where you have a general manager now calling out the shots, and it's pretty cool. I think this is worth watching and of course reviewing. But if you guys want to know what's the name of this event, it's called The Thrill of It All. This took place on the 13th of June. Um, yeah, but it was a pretty good one. I like the opening with the general manager, and it was pretty interesting. Now, the first match is Senshin taking on Danny Lee, who is the pride of Oklahoma. It kind of felt like this is these two women did a pretty good job. I don't know who they were, but I can tell you who won. Danny B. It's very interesting to know that people don't like her because she's from Oklahoma. This match is in Texas. Now this next match is between Envy Young and um, Matthew Palmer, who we know him in Impact Wrestling for a while. He comes out with this new look, kind of like a spooky guy. But I think this match turned into a big upset when Envy Young pinned Palmer. I was like, whoa, that is crazy. And this guy is so new. It's so new, and it kind of played out pretty well on this one. So I think it was a good one. Now the next match is for the Sabotage Tag Team titles. We got the challengers Vert Vixen and Prince Adam taking on the Sea Stars. But however, Delmi Exo was unable to be there, so their manager Nastico tried to get out of this tried to take the day off, but however, he was overruled by GM Roxy Castillo. So basically, Natsuko had to be the one to step up the plate. However, that match was too funny, but however, it kind of went in favor of Vert Vixen and Prince Adam. They became the brand new Sabotage Tag Team Champions. Ashley Vox is not happy, so she kind of took off. The next match we have is GPA taking on Texas' new favorite son, Fuego del Sol, the master of the Tornado DDT. Good match. I have to say, one of the most interesting matches. Even they made reference of Fuego being in AEW. Well, he's not officially with the company. He's like a hired gun, and it was good. I have to say, I like this match. It was pretty amazing, and he pulled off the victory by pulling the Tornado DDT on JPA, and it was really amazing. So he won the match. Now Roxy Castillo comes out, revealing that ever since for a while now that their championship called the War of the Genders, it's been vacant. But however, the Jazzy J series comes out, starts ranting a little bit, and all that. And of course, he's the guy facing for that title, taking on the prodigy of Texas, Roxy. So this is another good example match to watch. I practically like it. Roxy, I heard her name. I have hardly see her matches, but she's pretty impressive for a young girl. And I have to say, she is possibly prominent. I would say, AEW, please pay attention to her or someone. But the match really favored in Roxy becoming the brand new War of the Genders champion. Next match we have Laney Luck taking on Hyan. I heard of the name Hyan and Laney Luck in other locations, but I don't pay attention that much. But it was a really good match. But however, it was Hyan who won the match. Next up, we got the Sabotage World title between challenger Heather Monroe versus the champion Delilah Doom. Pretty good match. I enjoyed it. It's really fun. I've seen Heather Monroe many times over. I even saw her at the Crash back in 2019. But it was interesting. But however, it was Delilah Doom who retained the title, becoming this. And I have to say, I like Sabotage Wrestling. I would love to see more if they ever put more videos on Watch Pro Wrestling online. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I recommend you guys try to see if you can find any videos somewhere. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode of me reviewing um, NWA Powerrr, AEW Dark, and NXT, and also throwing Sabotage. Next up, we have AEW Dynamite. It's back on Wednesdays. I may throw in a Japanese wrestling promotion, and of course, in other. Now, the Japanese wrestling promotion is a Yoshi promotion, Sendai Girls, and the other one will be Absolute Intense Wrestling. So stay tuned for more, but if I have time, I'll throw in another one for you guys. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang!